From Peoria, Video Max Limited presents Midstate Magazine with your hosts, Christina Colosimo and Brett Lemon. The Weekend News with Jennifer French and Lawson Barger, and the Midstate News team. Our news interviewer is Joanna Maggio. Sports with Matt Wetterston, Brian Vito, and the sports team. State of the Arts with Sandra Hall. Erica Chin and Aaron Mayo take it to the streets. In Need with Brooke Rumble. Our music reviewers are Landon Battles and Rihanna Pouncey. Brian Cunningham gets real at the movies. And Thina Gore takes us about town. And Casey Schweer says, let's eat. And now from America's friendliest city, Midstate Magazine with your hosts, Christina and Brett. Take it away, kids.
Welcome back to another week of Midstate Magazine. I'm Brett Lemick.
And I'm Christina Colosimo.
This week on Midstate, and all this month actually, we're celebrating Black History Month.
Yes.
And as this month approaches, a lot of people ask questions about, can I celebrate if I'm not African American? Okay. And people think that, you know, I can respect it, but I can't embrace it. And there's a lot of questions that arise. But the truth is, it's all of our history. It's totally fine for everyone to embrace it. Mm-hmm. And it's really, you know, especially America, it's just like we're a melting pot of diversity, so why not, you know?
Right.
Everyone has their differences, no matter where you came from. There's no reason why you can't celebrate, you know, stuff that we've overcome and where we're going in the future. So
no, I agree. And especially, I mean, you know, so much has happened in the United States. True. That encompasses that we're all, whether, you know, we're all a part of Black History Month. And so, I mean, I have stories. My dad remembers Martin Luther King marching through the streets, you know, for different protests and things like that, and, you know, the peaceful protests. And my mom was in high school and college during, you know, when there was kind of just that racial tension and things like that.
It all connects and everyone relates to it.
It's so true, and, you know, we're all a part of history, and that's pretty cool too.
It's true, and no matter where you come from, you know, you got to watch Midstate Magazine. Everyone watches.
Definitely.
We have a lot to look forward to the show. We're going to be looking at just culture. We're going to be looking at some African-American actors, some of my favorites.
Yes.
Some comedians.
Yes. And it's Mardi Gras today.
It is Mardi Gras.
Happy Fat Tuesday.
Happy Fat Tuesday.
You can say that, yes.
And so we'll just start, and we will go through the show, and I am excited. So
I am too, thank you. Yeah.
We will get to that, and right now, let's go to news with Lawson and Jennifer.
And I'm Jennifer French. Thanks for joining us this evening. The city of Peoria has found a historic figure as the speaker for next year's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration Luncheon. Yolanda King is an actress and a human rights activist, as well as the firstborn child of Coretta Scott King and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Peoria City Hall has announced that the luncheon is scheduled for January 21st, 2008.
The old YMCA in downtown Peoria is receiving a facelift thanks to a $9 million program for homelessness support services called the New Hope Apartments Project. Most of the funding will be sent to the rehabilitation of the historic building, including updating plumbing and electrical work, as well as conversion of the swimming pool area into a living quarters for the homeless. The rest of the money will help 79 local people who are homeless or at risk of being homeless by offering services such as personal case management, counseling, and job development. The New Hope Apartments project is expected to be complete by April of 2008. Well, it seems that the federal legislature has decided to start daylight savings times just a little earlier this year. A provision added to the federal energy bill passed by Congress 2 years ago and recently signed into law by President George W. Bush has moved daylight savings time up by 3 weeks in March and back by a week in November. Daylight savings is also known as summertime, and in 1 month it will ironically arrive in the wintertime. Psychologists say that the increase in sunlight during the day may also help those with seasonal depression.
Officials with the CEFCU have pledged $1 million to the Children's Hospital of Illinois in order to pay for a major expansion. A groundbreaking ceremony is expected to take place this July for the Milestone Project, an expansion and modernization of the Children's Hospital facilities and services. Hospital officials say the Milestone Project will focus on expanding emergency services, including new treatment for rooms and kids, and another 3 floors devoted solely to child services. The new emergency area will be dedicated to the credit union. The Milestone Project is already expected to be the largest building project in Peoria. During the busy tax season, many people hurry to file their taxes, hoping to get their hands on cash refunds. But could that refund lead to identity theft? Valerie Ramsey came to Campus Town H&R Block recently for an $800 refund anticipation loan. Anticipation loan was denied. But when she tried to file tax returns, Ramsey found that the loan has been processed in her name without her consent. Peoria City Police have confirmed that they believe a former H&R Block employee billed several customers like Ramsey with their refund anticipation loans. A financial crimes investigator has turned over 3 cases to the state's attorney's office and expects to receive more. If you think you have been a victim, please contact the IRS, the Better Business Bureau, and Detective Richard Glover at the Peoria Police Department.
The Illinois State Police has launched a new website to help citizens fight internet crime. The website offers specific tips on avoiding internet crimes like identity theft, hard drive slicing, and cyber stalking. There is also a page available for users to report internet crimes and get answers to commonly asked questions. Visitors can also find links to the sites that provide vital up-to-date information on avoiding and diagnosing computer viruses. Well, in science and health news, a new study from Chicago suggests that napping during the day may cut down on your risk for heart attacks. In the latest study to date on the health effects of napping, researchers tracked over 23,000 Greek adults for nearly 6 years and discovered that those who took half-hour naps at least 3 times a week had a 37% lower risk of dying from heart attacks or other heart-related problems. Most of the study's subjects were in their 50s, and the strongest evidence of low risk was among working men. The research suggests that naps might benefit the heart by reducing work-related stress, which is a common source of heart problems. However, modern science is still unclear as to how stress is directly related to heart disease.
Scott's Law has been in effect throughout Illinois since 2002, but the Illinois State Police say most drivers should be more aware of it. Connie Cook of Peoria had to pay a $200 fine for driving at the speed limit while passing a state trooper on I-55 who had pulled over another vehicle. According to Scott's Law, drivers are required to change lanes or yield to emergency and highway maintenance vehicles, whether they're moving or stationary. The law was passed 5 years ago after a Chicago fireman was killed by a drunk driver on the expressway while attending a crash scene. Cook agrees with the necessity of Scott's Law, but doesn't believe enough motorists are educated about it. Coming this local election year, the small town of Oglesby could end up under the leadership of an ambitious 19-year-old student. James Einhaus, a political science major at the Illinois Valley Community College, is running as a liberal independent in his city's mayor elections. Although he's avoided voicing opposition to the Oglesby City Council, he feels that people aren't happy with their current affairs. Einhaus's best friend and campaign manager, Mike Crouch, said he was in no way surprised at his friend's ambitions for public office because of his well-known tenacity for politics. And now to Gianna Maggio on the interview set.
Thank you, Jennifer and Lawson. In honor of Black History Month, Bradley University's Multicultural Center has been engaging students through cultural activities throughout the whole entire month. Here today we have Dwayne Brooks, the director of it all. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So our Bradley University's Multicultural Center is named after Romeo B. Garrett. Can
Yes.
you tell us who that is?
Dr. Romeo B. Garrett was the first African-American full professor, tenured professor at Bradley University. And he broke a lot of barriers as far as racial barriers at Bradley University, but he was also a well-known civil rights leader in the city of Peoria and was crucial in the civil rights movement in Peoria.
Okay. So with this Multicultural Center, what activities do you hold during February?
We've held several activities thus far, and we still have several to go. We did a poetry night where we brought in or had Bradley students come in and read their original poetry, and we set it up like a coffee house. It was the Love Jones Cafe, and we had food and coffee and tea and lots of snacks, and people got up and read their poetry. Then we also we brought in a play entitled Jackie, Vi, and Lena, which was the story of Jackie Robinson, Viola Liuzzo, and Lena Horne, and their impact on the civil rights movement. Jackie Robinson was crucial to black athletes in professional sports. Viola Liuzzo is the only Caucasian woman to be inducted in the National Civil Rights Hall of Fame, and Lena Horne is an entertainer who broke the color barrier in Hollywood and in music.
Well, great. Well, it seems like the Garrett Center is really educating everyone out there. Thank you so much. And back to you, Jennifer and Lawson.
Thanks, Joanna. The Peoria City Council has benefited this winter from more than $10,000 in snow fines over the past month alone. Although a far cry from the foot of ice and snow that buried the city at the beginning of December, recent snowstorms are earning many parking violation tickets for Peoria residents, especially after City Hall voted to raise the fines from $40 to $200 per violation in response to problems encountered after the December 1st snowstorm. The mayor's office attributed the city's successful snow control operations to the hard work committed by the Public Works Department. In general, few complaints have been lodged with the City Hall or with the Public Works Department, and for now, Peorians seem to be pleased with the city's increasing snow plowing efforts. Well, Peoria's public television station, WTVP, is trying to escape a funding crisis that could threaten the station's programming. Many financial factors, including less federal funding and an increased number of competing fundraisers, have forced the station to find ways of restructuring its long-term debt. WTPV still has roughly $2.5 million to raise in order to pay off the station's conversion to digital broadcasting and its move to a downtown building in 2003. Due to broadcasting along signals between midnight and 6 a.m. CEO and station president Chet Tomczyk noted a March fund drive when the station will present a locally produced high-definition gardening program as well as new PBS series programs, all of which he hopes will attract more loyal viewers to contribute support for the public television station. And now we're tossing it over to Matt Wedderston with sports. Matt?
Thanks, Lawson. Illinois State's court at Redbird Arena has a new name. That's because they are naming it after Doug Collins. The three-time collegiate All-American played for the Redbirds from 1969 to 1973. He also played in the NBA and coached the Chicago Bulls and the Washington Wizards. The ceremony was held at halftime of the Bradley ISU men's game in Normal. Well, last year here at Midstate Magazine, we brought you a segment called the Intramural Spotlight. Well, we're continuing that tradition this year. We've got our 2007 IM debut, but first, here's Brian Beto with something everyone should know about intramural sports. Brian?
Thanks, Matt. Intramural sports are played by students who are one step below from playing at the collegiate level. Many of these athletes played high school sports. Here at Midstate Magazine, we are allowing them to showcase their talents to all of you, who may not even know they existed. The first sport we are covering is basketball. There are leagues for men only, A League for the top-notch players, B League for competitive players who aren't quite as skilled, and C League for those who are playing just for fun. There are also two leagues, A and B, for women only. And finally, there is a co-rec league that is one division for men and women to compete together. So stay tuned for weeks to come to see these unheralded talents. And this year's debut of the Intramural Spotlight comes from the men's B division, where it took a last-second shot in overtime to decide the winner. Here's Sarah Jansen.
I taking on Pike at Hostler Hall. Early second half, Ben Rhodes sets the steal and the score. Theta Chi leads by 6. Later, Pike's Jeff Holfelt finds Matt Lackus for the score, and Pike cuts the lead. Closing minutes of the first half, Jeff Holfelt hits the 3, all net, and Pike takes the lead. This game goes into overtime. Rhodes again comes up with the big score. Closing seconds of the game, Theta Chi is down by 1 when Ryan Phelps hits his last of 4 threes for the game winner. Theta Chi wins by 2.
I just came down the court. They gave me a good pass from half court. I saw the opening. Usually they don't leave me open for 3, so I thought I'd take it. I felt pretty confident. It was a nice shot, so I was happy.
We just tried to play 40 minutes of hell, getting after them, trying to get in the lanes, but we're out of shape right now, so it didn't work too well.
During the regular season, these teams play 3 games before reaching the single elimination tournament. Each game is extremely crucial, and these teams play each one like it could be their last. From Midstate Magazine, I'm Sarah Jansen.
Wow, what a game. Thanks, Sarah. Finally, tonight, the San Diego Chargers are in coaching disarray, losing both coordinators to other teams, and they also fired their head coach, Marty Schottenheimer. Also, baseball spring training is in its first full week for pitchers and catchers. Back to you, Lawson and Jennifer.
Well, I look forward to that season, Matt. And this week's, oddly enough, a true Chicago Bears fan knows that a real man never backs down from a bet, even if it means changing your name to Peyton Manning. Cot Weeze was also absolutely sure his beloved team would take the Super Bowl, that he made a gentleman's bet that he would change his name to the Colts quarterback if the Bears didn't win. Weeze even signed a petition in front of hundreds of people promising to honor his wager. The future of Peyton Manning walked into a Decatur courthouse last week to file the paperwork, but don't call him Peyton just yet. A judge will have to approve the change first. Well, thanks for joining us at Midstate News. I'm Lawson Barger.
I'm Jennifer French.
And I'm Matt Wedderston. Back to you, Christina and Brett.
Thank you, Jennifer and Lawson. You know, we were talking earlier, or I should say Joanna had that interview earlier about Dr. Garrett.
Oh, yeah. The
Yeah.
Garrett Center.
And my mom is an alumni of Bradley, and she was saying that she had Dr. Garrett as a professor.
Oh, she actually had him as a
yeah,
professor.
in the sociology department.
Wow.
And she said that he was just a peaceful man, and he really brought students together at a very difficult time. It was during the Vietnam War. There was a lot of racial tension, a lot of angry people over the war. And she said he was a man who was colorblind, and that's really, how he brought things together.
That must have been awesome to have him as like a professor and actually like be taught by.
I know.
Did they name a street after him in Peoria?
They did name a street after him. Yes. Yeah, they did.
Well, that just shows, you know, how influential I guess he was.
Very influential. Very influential.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, if only he. That's a good professor.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
Awesome.
I know.
I'll have to talk to your mom about that later.
Maybe.
First, let's go to movies with Brian Cunningham.
This week's movie selection takes us down a path of corruption and violence on the mean streets of Los Angeles. Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke star in the blockbuster hit Training Day. The film centers around one day in the life of Jake Hoyt, a young cop on his first day in narcotics, who hopes to make detective one day. However, Hoyt, played by Hawke, never expected that his first day would go anything like this. Denzel Washington plays the maverick head of the narcotics unit, Alonzo, who shows Hoyt the ropes and gives him a little more than he bargained for. Rookie officer Jake Hoyt is eager to become a great cop, but he must first learn from his new partner Alonzo Harris, played by Washington. Hoyt doesn't know what to think of his new partner Harris, who makes a memorable first impression.
You're in the office, baby.
Alonzo is a man who understands the streets and knows how to work them to his advantage. It is often unclear whether he is fighting for the greater good or his personal benefit.
Huh? I don't know what to think. Yeah? Yeah. I mean, I thought you were man enough to...
Despite Alonzo's best efforts, Jake is able to use his newfound knowledge of the streets to bring Alonzo down and return some law and order back to Los Angeles.
I want to go home, Jake. Give me the money, let me
Despite the shortcomings with the plot, the movie is very entertaining and works largely because the performances are so strong. Denzel Washington is particularly good as the charismatic, morally ambiguous Alonzo, and deservedly won an Oscar for his performance. For Get Real, I'm Brian Cunningham. Back to you, Christian and Brett.
Thank you, Brian. You know, we were talking about award season earlier.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, and Denzel in 2002, he won the Academy Award for, Best Actor.
Wasn't he the first African-American to...
No, 1963, Sidney Poitier. So,
Wow.
yeah, big deal.
You've done your homework, you know.
I know. I'm just a junkie when it comes to the award season. But this year is a great following with African-Americans. They say that it's going to be a year for Forrest Whitaker and Jennifer Hudson. So we'll see what happens.
I'm excited. All right, we'll have to watch that. But let's go to a short segment right now.
I am Lorraine Hansberry.
I am Benjamin Banneker.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am proud to celebrate Black history.
I celebrate Black history because it's who I am. It's who my parents are, it's who my grandparents are, and their parents and their parents and their parents, all the way back to Africa.
The first justice of my race on the Supreme Court.
One of the planners of what is now Washington, D.C.
Wrote the first play by a woman of my race to be produced on Broadway.
First actor of my race to win an Oscar for Best Actor.
None of this would be made possible if it wasn't for our history and the people who have brought us this far.
I celebrate Black history just to learn more about my culture and my heritage, just to know where I came from and to know where I'm going.
I am.
I am.
I am proud
to celebrate Black history.
To celebrate Black history.
I am proud to celebrate Black history.
Celebrate Black History Month with Midstate Magazine.
And we're back, yes.
So you were talking about Romeo Garrett earlier and how he had the street named after him. Now another African-American comedian in this case, Richard Pryor, had a street named after him in Peoria.
That's right.
And
hometown boy.
Yeah, he's like, honestly, he's one of my favorite comedians. Co-wrote Blazing Saddles, wrote Sanford and Son, all-American cast of Wizard of Oz called The Wiz. Is awesome. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
You'll have
good.
to watch that. It's good.
Thank you.
But first, let's go to the Costume Trunk, awesome store, with Athena Gore.
For over 2 decades, the Costume Trunk has serviced the Peoria arts community with elegant masks, costumes, and theatrical makeup. This family-operated store is dedicated to providing its patrons with the best costumes and supplies.
We try and find, all over the country who makes the very best at something, and if we can't find something that's good enough for our standards, then we make it ourselves.
The Costume Trunk is a unique store and the only of its kind in the area.
The arts community is strong enough in the area that it can support, real specialized business like this. Most shops like this are usually in bigger markets. So.
This remarkable shop has grown with the times. It offers its services on the World Wide Web, but it is not moving from its central location in Peoria.
A lot of our business is from out of town. People, when you say Maine and Sheridan, it's pretty easy for them to find us. And, we bought the building a few years ago, so I think, with the good Lord willing, we'll be here for a while.
From grueling goblins to the foxy flapper, the Costume Trunk continues to be a historical landmark in Peoria for all your costume and makeup needs. For Midstate Magazine, I'm Athena Gore.
Thank you very much, Athena. Earlier you were talking about just all the different aspects of culture and, different things like that. And one of the things that encompasses culture in general, we had talked about that it's Mardi Gras today. It's Fat Tuesday, and that's a huge.
Those masks remind me of what is it? It's called where they wear the masks.
Like a masquerade ball.
Yeah, it's Mardi Gras in New Orleans.
Right, and that's a huge, a big part of the New Orleans culture.
Yeah, and despite what happened with Katrina, they're rebuilding it. So I'm excited for what's to come.
Yes, and now a throwback to our culture with the food segment.
This week on Let's Eat, we find ourselves at Rizzi's, a quaint little Italian eatery with a catchy name.
The name comes from the owner. His last name is Rizvani, so it's shortened to make it Rizzi's, to make it more catchy. And it originally started 13 years ago on Sheridan Road, Rizzi's, which is a much smaller place. And then this place opened up about 10 years ago.
The atmosphere in Rizzi's invites for an intimate conversation with a colorful wall mural depicting Italian culture, along with a bar that features several different types of wine.
Most of the wines are from California, and I taste all the wines myself, and I constantly update the wine list, and I think it's one of the best wine lists in Peoria.
Rizzi's offers reasonable prices and earns its popularity with well-executed dishes. I had the shrimp scampi romano. It was shrimp sautéed in white wine, garlic and herbs, served over linguine. The creamy sauce was delicious and flavorful, providing a nice complement to the shrimp. If you're in a rush, you can always call the restaurant for carryout at 309-673-2500, or you can visit the restaurant located at 112 State Street in downtown Peoria. For this week's edition of Midstate Magazine, I'm Jack Middlemiss.
Thank you, Jack.
I'm mad at Jack. Now I'm hungry.
I know. I could use a little food about now. It's about dinner time. Let's go.
We're talking about Mardi Gras. The food at Mardi Gras. Are you serious? Like jambalaya, all that spicy, like New Orleans.
Yeah, and they have those. They have like their famous cakes. That's part of the celebration, and they're really expensive to buy. You have to order them ahead of time. It's a really big deal.
Wow.
It's a really big deal.
Do we have like any food on set? I wish.
I know. We should order
hungry.
something right now. We should.
Do you wanna?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Hey, it's Fat Tuesday. I'm ready to get fat.
I know. Live it up. It's Mardi Gras.
It is.
Yeah. You know, another thing that I had read is that Mardi Gras is called the greatest free show on the earth because, you know, you just go back there and have a great time.
Well, speaking of show, why don't we go to the State of the Arts with Sandra Hall.
Thanks, Brett and Christina. Hi, my name is Sandra Hall, and welcome to State of the Arts. Today on the show, we are joined by a member from Self, an up-and-coming poetry group that is gifted in expressing their individuality through poetry. Welcome, Megan.
Hi.
Now, hi, you are from a group called Self. Now, what is that group?
Actually, it's a poetry group founded by Vincent Damon, Dante Henderson, and myself. And SELF stands for Some Education of Life's Pain and Happiness. And basically, we started it last year, and we created a poetry CD and sold it on campus. A lot of people still have it and still swear by it. So
how did you all come together as a group to do poetry?
Well, Vincent lived in the same dorm with me, so I met him that way. And Dante went to Clark Atlanta, and I'm from Atlanta, so I kind of met him that way. And we kind of were messing around one day and recorded something, and it sounded really good, so we decided to make a CD and sell it.
Okay, so do you have some poetry here for us that you would like to share?
Actually, yes, I do. I have one that I wrote a while ago, and I kind of revamped it in time for Valentine's Day. So it's a quick little piece, so I'll go ahead and do that now. And it's called Hello. Okay. I saw you today, looking hella fine and smelling all kinds of good, but that's okay, because this poem is about exhaling. Still, you sound so sinful. It's sexy, and this attraction is blasphemous. What would Jesus do if you became my sensuous God and touched me? Just once. But this poem is me letting go of your sweet seduction and imaginary kisses, intelligent caresses. This poem is me getting over my bittersweet yearning for an illusionary oasis in the desert of my life. These phrases are pushing you away and holding you. These words are crying and laughing at the very same time. These letters speak goodbye, even as these words say hello.
Wow, that was deep.
Yeah.
So, what inspired you to write that poem?
Actually, it was a guy that I met in high school, and I had a huge crush on him.
Ah, those crushes.
I just decided one day I had to either get over you or say something to you, so I finally said something, and he kind of turned me down. So I kind of wrote this poem to kind of get over it, you know. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, beautiful poetry. I know you all come together, beautiful poetry. Now, thank you so much for joining, and best wishes to you and Self.
Thank you.
I'm Sandra Hall from State of the Arts. Back to you, Brett and Christina.
Thank you, Sandra.
That spoken word made me think of, like, you know, all that literature that's out there, especially with this month, you know, Black History Month, all the great influential, like, African-American poets and writers, authors, like Toni Morrison.
Yes.
I don't know if you've ever read any of her stuff.
Yes.
But Beloved won a Pulitzer Prize for fiction, I believe.
Yes, and you know, there's Langston Hughes and Maya Angelou. You know, not only just poets and writers, but you have such influential, I mean, music has been influenced greatly.
Definitely. We just talked through the whole show. There's the actors, music, every part of culture, you'll find, like, everything.
Yes, very influential African Americans, and for that, I mean, we're so grateful that we can celebrate as a community, and it's a wonderful time to celebrate. And I
think it's been a great show.
I agree.
I'm happy.
I agree.
Now I'm going to have to go back to my room and read some Langston Hughes, you know, watch some Richard Pryor.
Yes.
Eat some jambalaya. You're invited.
Thank you.
But you have to make the jambalaya. I'm not too good at making it.
I don't know about that one. I don't know. But I'm telling you, we'll have to see what happens with the Oscars this coming week, because it's going to be a big deal. We'll see how everything turns out. We'll see what happens.
I'm excited.
I know. I have my picks already.
All right. Well, it's been a great show, and always remember, if you're not watching us,
you're not watching much.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Oh, let's do it again.